I'll ask you the same question that was asked here yesterday of Mr. Trump on Fox News, which is, if you had a husband and a wife who are illegal immigrants and they have 2 children who are here, who are American citizens, would you deport all of them? Would you deport the American citizen children?
So, Megan, what I've said is that we should approach immigration in a staged manner. We should start with focusing on areas of bipartisan agreement. Where is there bipartisan agreement? On 2 major areas. Number 1, that we should do everything possible to secure the border and stop illegal immigration. And number 2, to improve and streamline legal immigration. Now, what does it mean to secure the border? But that doesn't sound like an answer. Mr.
Trump answered that question explicitly last night on the O'Reilly Factor. Will you do so now?
Well, Megan, what I'm doing is answering what I think Congress should do. 2013,
listen, Senator, I understand
the
all
Obama
that,
administration.
And you've outlined your plan, but you're unlike you're dodging my question. What, you don't want to answer that question? He says he would.
But Megan, I'm not playing the game.
Donald Trump says they're all gone under his policy. What would a President Cruz do to the American citizen children of 2 illegal immigrants who are born here? The children, did they get deported under a President Cruz?
Megan, I get that that's the question you want to ask. That's also the question every mainstream media liberal journalist wants to ask. They focus exclusively on the 12 million people. It is a distraction from how we actually solve the problem. You know, it's also the question Barack Obama wants to focus on.
Why is it so hard? Why don't you just say yes or no?
Because, Megan, we need to solve the problem.
In terms of the children born to illegal immigrants and keeping families together, how would you handle that? Would the parents be deported and the children stay and break up families, or would you give some exemption to keep the families together?
Yeah, I keep coming back to this basic premise, which seems to be lost, which is that the people who brought those children here did so breaking the law, and with a full understanding that they very well may be, or they didn't bring children here, when they came to this country without children and then had children here, they knew fully what they were doing. I mean, it's like someone who robs a bank because they want to feed their family. Do I feel bad that they don't have enough money and they felt the need to rob a bank and provide for their family? Of course I feel bad. We all feel bad. We hope people aren't in a situation where they have to do things and breaking the law so they can make a better life for their family. But that doesn't obviate the fact that they've broken the law and that there are consequences to breaking the law. Any more than you would say, well, we can't send mothers and fathers to prison because it would separate them from their children. Well, then no moms and dads would be in jail if we use the same argument that's being made here, that we can't separate children. We're not separating them arbitrarily. We're separating them because they did something and they put themselves in a position to jeopardize that relationship with their children. That is not the responsibility of the government to say, well, you know, we made some mistake. No, they made a mistake in doing what they did. They put their children in that situation, and they should have to deal with the consequences, just like any other American who breaks the law and, as a result of that breaking of the law, gets separated from their children. Unfortunately, it happens every single day in America. It's a tragic thing. I don't like it. I wish they weren't separated. But the fact of the matter is that we are a nation of laws, and to turn this to somehow or another suggest that if you're for separating these, that this is somehow different than any other type of situation where we have people being separated from their families because of the illegal actions of the parents, I think is just inaccurate. I think it's simply a consistent. It's consistent. If we're going to separate people who break laws in this country and go to jail and separate them from their family, then we should be consistent with respect to illegal immigrants who have done the same.